So today's training is on how to review an offer and write a counteroffer. So this is an offer that I received right here on one of my listings. And I'll already pull up, what you want to do is pull up the property address in your WIN forms, which you should already have. And it's right here. So this is the offer. So there's already multiple offers that are on this property. So you have two options when it comes to writing a counteroffer. You have the option of selecting a seller counter offer, which is a single counteroffer, this one right here, or I'm going to go ahead and send this counteroffer to multiple buyers. So multiple counteroffer, what you want to choose. Okay, it's down here. Oh, let me see what's not coming up. There it is, multiple counteroffer. So you want to select that one right there because I'm sending a multiple counteroffer. So this is the one that I'm going to choose. It's going to pop up right here so we can fill it out. So I'm going to go ahead and select one because that's what it is. It's to the purchase agreement. Today's the date that I'm writing the counteroffer. The owner is Sarah Julian. Let me go ahead and pull up the Google Drive for this property, for example. I'll go ahead and click it right here under my listings. Hold on. Active. Is that one? I'm just pulling up the owner's name, that's all. So Sarah Julian and Zane Lyon. Zane Lyon. Okay. Go back to the offer. So now that I filled it in, I'm going to leave the buyer's name blank because it's going to go to this same counteroffer to multiple buyers, leaving the date as well. So as I review this offer, this is the agency, representation, wire fraud advisor. So here's the offer. So obviously, first thing we recognize is the price. See, I already know I've talked to the homeowner. So on price, we're going to come back with buyer to pay and best price. That's going to be the first one that we're going to go ahead and do. Second one, usually when it comes to the deposit, it says $5,000 right here. I come back with usually buyer to pay 3% of purchase price as earnest money deposit. On this one, I already know some of the buyers are low down payment, so some of them don't even have 3%. So buyer to put $500 there, earnest money deposit. So that'll be the second item that we're going to write on there because I'm going to just raise the deposit slightly. As I go down, and by the way, this person is usually you just have to put the deposit within 3 days. They're putting it within 7 days because they're getting their funds from their 401k account, which I'll be okay with on this transaction. Nothing else on the first page. On the second page, the main thing is what are they asking for as far as contingencies go? Loan contingency, they're asking for 17 days, which we've already discussed this just so you know we're okay with it. Nothing out of the ordinary here. As far as services go, they're asking for their own escrow, their own title. So third thing I'm going to put is seller's choice of, hold on. For some reason my computer's got a lag time. Cool. So services I got covered. So escrow title, all services is the cleanest thing to do. Nothing out of the ordinary. Otherwise on this page you can leave in there. This is the section by which they're asking for what do they want included? Stove, which is standard, a washer, dryer, fridge. You want to make sure you're careful to read this section to see what's included. And remember, this top part over here as well is what is included in the sale, and then also who's paying for what. This is what this whole page is about. So review how to read an offer on a different video that we have to make sure. And then possession, it talks about owner has to vacate the property no later than 3 days after close of escrow. Well, on this one, I already know the seller needs a rent back. So what I'm going to do, the seller to rent back the property for up to 30 days after close of escrow at market value rent. Rent amount will be agreed upon between buyer and seller before the buyer removes all contingencies. So if we have an amount, so be it, but since we're putting market value rent, buyer and seller will agree to that amount before close of escrow, or before buyer removes contingencies at least. Let me go ahead and change this spelling. Hold on. Oops. C's. Okay. Okay. And the next thing that you don't know about this property is that it comes with a solar unit. It's kind of unique. So we want to go ahead and make sure the buyer is aware of this, which they are, and how it works. Property has a leased solar panel unit prior to the buyer removing all contingencies. Buyer remove all contingencies. They must apply with the solar company to take over the lease. The buyer will have access to all the documentation in regards to any information they want to know about this leased unit. Okay, so we got the rent back covered, the lease terminology covered. Now we want to continue with the rest of the offer. Nothing so far on that page. This is the page where it talks about buyer has certain days for contingency removal, etc. So they're giving the buyer 12 days to go ahead and do their investigations, which is fine. Let me double check the appraisal section that we miss. So loan, I know, was 17 days. They jumped it down to. Appraisal is also 17. They didn't check it. Okay, so back to the investigation section, which is right here. So 12 days for the buyer to remove all their home inspection contingencies or investigations. Nothing else out of the ordinary. So on this, what we're going to go ahead and do is, that's it. So we're going to go ahead and save this, and we're going to send it out for the seller to sign. And that's how you kind of review an offer and then prep a counter offer, in this situation, a multiple counter offer. Best of luck.